Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today's episode is brought to you without a microphone, just the onboard. But it'll be okay. It'll be alright. I'll just speak up a little bit. We're getting up to some of the best weather of the season. And when you know it, I have to leave the boat again. This time not for quite as long. And it's for a good reason. And it's something I just have to do. But I'm going to be an uncle. I'm going to be an uncle very, very soon. And on top of that, I also have another motorcycle and a bunch of paperwork to sort out back in Ontario. So I'm going to fly home, see my family, see my friends, and it's going to be really good, and I'm really excited for all that. But the downside is I'm going to leave my boat again, and I'm not ready to leave my boat again. I got a lot of work to do here. And it's just the reality of the situation. I have to do it, and I'm happy to see my family and friends, but yeah, we gotta rush this stuff along a little bit. So today is the last full day of work, so I have a lot of it to do to try and get this bad boy sealed up with all these windows gaping wide open, and I don't want to leave the rain to just rush in here. So let's get started. There we go. I got the patch done up for the deck here. Now, last time I did a patch like this, all I did was I put pieces underneath along the sides of the patch. This time I laid a whole patch larger than the hole all along the bottom, and then inset it and epoxied it all in, and then epoxied the patch down on top. So it's actually twice as thick as the hull there, and significantly stronger. So I like that much better than the job I did on the other ones, even though the other ones are sunk right to the ribs. And they're perfectly fine. This one is super sturdy. It doesn't wiggle at all. So even my first patches, which I did over here, over on the wood stove hole, you can't tell where it actually was, you know, once the glass and the paint and everything are on it. So even that first job was good enough. So this one should be much, much better, and also good enough. Anyway, we're gonna get to some epoxy down here because the deck is all epoxy, and then we're gonna get back to some polyester work. Epoxy first, though. well, the wedding cake has been put in up top and it's just hardening now. We're gonna get out there and sand it soon. Yeah, it'll be even nicer to get some primer on this boat though, so I'm gonna do that after some sanding. We'll jump to the sanding now. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got the paint on there. It looks, I don't know, like, I'm picky. I'm like, maybe, I don't think anyone would call me a perfectionist, but I'm not happy seeing the lumps in the glass. And that's okay because we'll be able to put more polyester microfiber on there and get it nice and smoothed out, some fairing compound. But for now, it's nice to just get it covered up, and then that way we don't have to deal with any more solar damage. Solar damage is a big problem. But I also now have to get all that wood cleaned up if I'm going to seal this boat up for a week or two, so yeah, gotta jump to that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I got the wood piled up in here. I even have the generator. I haven't showed you guys the generator yet, but I bought a generator towards the end of the winter. People get rid of them here on the island pretty cheap, so I bought one for 200 bucks, and that's kind of like an emergency power setup. And yeah, we have the boat pretty much sealed up. I just have to put plastic over the windows, and then I'll be ready to go. Whew, that wood was heavy. Check this out. Here's the Noble cheapo 3,500 watt generator, and here's heavy lumber. Oh boy. So this is more lumber from Mark, again, for the noble price of free. Try to pay him, but he's just a helpful guy. Although I will be milling it and planing it and running routers around the edges of it, smooth it all out, but can't argue with the price. Can't argue with the price at all. And you know what? I kind of like making sawdust. Kind of like it. All right, I'm gonna make some dinner. And I think I got a pack. Whew. All right. Avalon Bay, I'm really sorry for destroying the induction cooktop, but it is a robust machine. Basically all that happened was the glass broke, so I removed some of it, but then the spacer didn't work right for the stove, which is kind of cool actually. So check this out. I just laid a piece of plywood in there, and the plywood will get like, there'll probably be some smoking from it, so I gotta watch it. But the nice thing is it'll cook right through the plywood, and because it heats up just the metal pan, it doesn't heat up the plywood. Now the metal pan itself will heat up the plywood again, and then you'll get like, you know, adverse situations. I also had to remove some of the glass so I could touch this little spring, and that's the on-off button, because it was damaged right there and it wouldn't transmit anymore. But hey, still works. Oh boy. And to future sponsors, I'll try very hard not to break your things, but given my lifestyle, it's bound to happen. So, sorry, but it works. And it's cool to see it, how simple this device actually is. It's really quite simplistic, and it works great. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my bags are packed, my dinner's cooked, boat is mostly sealed up and ready to take off tomorrow. Although I am pretty bummed that I'm leaving the boat already. It feels like I only just got here, and I'm ready to kind of like just plug away at work on the boat for the next 3-4 months, just non-stop. But the thing is I really also need to see family, and I want to see family and friends, and I want to see some of you guys in Toronto and Ottawa. Also, I'll be working my motors while I'm out there. It's just much easier for me to work with the companies out east, mostly because I know them, and also because there's like a West Coast thing in Canada where you call up a company, you go, hey guy, I need a quote for this, and they're just like, let me get back to you in like 3 weeks, you know. But when you're out east, they kind of like compete for your money, and it's just a little bit easier to get stuff done when I have to deal with other companies. So I'm going to do that while I'm out east, and hopefully by the time I come back here, I'll be able to bolt on the motors and just start cruising around with them. It'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, so it's not all just leisurely family time, although there will be some of that. But yeah, I am getting something done. I gotta keep telling myself that, because it just sucks to leave the boat already. I'm enjoying it out here on my own for a bit. Alright, that's it for me tonight, guys. Thanks for watching.
What am I supposed to do? I'll just let